So now we're going to talk about different ways to test lumber. So one of the first tests we're going to be doing today is going to be a bending beam test. So we'll simply support this beam and put a point load in the middle and flex it until failure. When you want to do this, you want to make sure your grain pattern is actually horizontal. That's because wood's stronger if you load it going across the different grain patterns here. That's because if you kind of imagine each one of these acting like its own beam, they're going to be a lot stronger if you try and bend them in this direction. So we want to bend them in the weakest possible direction. Once we're done with that, we'll talk about compressive strength of lumber. So to do that, we're going to load this beam in the axial direction after we measure the length and width of it. That way we can have the cross-sectional area and the total load at failure. Lastly, we're going to talk about shear. So we've got these fancy shear blocks here the way this test works is we will put this in the jig and load just this section here while this section is supported. So our shear block will fit in our jig like this. You can see that there's no support down below that smaller section. We'll load the top part of here and we'll initiate failure along this plane. Your shear is calculated by measuring this area here of that smaller section and using that as your cross-sectional area, using your length and your width. And then we'll use the maximum load tested for that. Two of these tests we're going to be doing with a section that's been sitting in water for the past 3 days and a section that's just been sitting in our arid environment. So this way we'll be able to see how water can affect the different strengths of lumber.